Most men don't want a independent, strong woman.
That is a fact. I'm almost willing to say all.
Nah, that's it.
I ain't gonna say that.
Go ahead.
Nobody wants that because the
I'm about
word
to throw up
independent
in my
means
cup.
I don't need you, and that's exactly what
No,
we was
it
talking about.
doesn't,
Yes, it. Look it up. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I want an independent, strong woman.
Let me get.
I need it.
We don't need, that is a defense mechanism. It is out of habit. It is out of, I have to do this. Independent, strong women do not want to do that. They
And let
want
me
to
add
rest.
that.
They want
Let's
to be
break
a woman.
down that an independent woman is actually just a functioning human adult.
No, she's
That is the
not.
dumbest
It's
I've
a
ever heard.
person.
In the
You
got
got
your
a
own car
person.
and your own apartment? Yes. I'm 28. Okay. I don't need you
You're
to
not
get
in-
up. Okay, I'm about to blow my
An independent woman is just a functional adult. But what it psychologically does to the woman, it places her in a defense mechanism mode. What do I mean? That means even when a guy is trying to help her, she will have resistance, which means she will put up a wall because she wants to feel like she don't need him because it's all part of what she's trying to get through.
Okay, so you cheated because you were bored. He didn't have time for romance. Really? So let's get this straight. He worked 6 days a week, 12 to 16 hours a day, in the house of the Lord every Sunday with you and the 4 kids that you all have together, attended football practices afterward, and made sure a baby girl got to ballet. No bills behind, always treating you with love and respect. He's good to your parents and his, and when it comes to decisions for your household, he always consults you. He supports you in your goals and dreams, make sure you know how beautiful you are, and the list goes on, but I'll stop there. Because even after all that, you were bored enough to cheat. It's situations just like this one that has a lot of these good men not wanting a relationship. Be well.
But women, this is a message to you. Whenever you get bored in a relationship, you're causing a domino effect throughout other men that are watching. If a man is paying all the bills, taking care of the kids and the household, and you still cheat, it is your fault. But what you're not realizing is it creates an L for women, which is one of the reasons why men don't want to be the provider in a relationship, and a lot of guys are walking away from marriage.
I had a conversation with a guy. He said, and I never thought about it like this, when you have a woman and she's your wife, there's certain things you just don't want to do sexually to her, paths you don't want to go down with her.
Yes.
And so, therefore, you'd rather go down those things for somebody else and fulfill those needs somewhere else.
Yeah.
Is this something you've ever experienced or can relate to?
Yeah, so what it's to do with is the more a man loves and cares about women, the harder it is for him to sexually objectify her. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't want to do those things, but because he cares and loves her, he doesn't want to treat her like a porn star. It's easier for him to objectify women he doesn't care about.
He's absolutely right. Men on the internet, you pay too much attention to women you don't have respect for, because real men separate the thought from a real woman. Thoughts are only fun for the nasty stuff, and after 12 o'clock get freaky. When you're with a woman that you love, you don't want to do all the nasty stuff that's inside a P-Hub. And this is something that women need to understand. If a man cheat, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's cheating because he likes that woman. He may have that woman doing some nasty stuff in the bedroom that he don't want to see you do because he values who you are. He cares about you more.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is. They want to go about their day exactly as it is, do whatever they would normally do, and just want somebody there when it's convenient for them or, for the things they want to do. Convince me I'm wrong.
What you need to understand is that a man wants to be a provider. So a lot of these guys that just want to live a simple life is because they want to be able to provide so they can give to the woman. It's the woman that want to do 5 things at once, that always wants to go somewhere. A man needs a secretary. If you look at high value relationships, the man focuses on working. The woman focuses on cooking, kids, planning vacations, planning holidays. That's typically is how a man wanted to be. A man doesn't want to play inside of a woman's fairy tale, be dad of the year, be businessman of the year, be all of these other things and one, because that's what women want to do. Women want to be Miss Independent. They want to be the nanny. They want to be the mom. They want to be the business owner. They want to be the caregiver. They want to be the provider, and they drive themselves crazy. Not a man. He says, let me be a man and let you be a woman, and everything will work.
I don't think guys value ambition as much as we do and we seek as women. And I think it's because they want to kind of be the provider. And I think as women, the reason why we want to be ambitious and have our own thing is because we want to always feel like, if at any point you decide to go date somebody hotter than me, you decide to leave me, I'm still good on my own.
It's good to have that ambition, but the downfall about a woman is that you can't hide that ambition. That ambition you have comes with an alpha trait, so you find yourself talking to the man like he's nothing, or challenging the man to be greater than what he is.
5 things that men hate in relationships. Now, I know some women are going to get triggered by when I say this, but it's true because I coach men too, y'all, so I have to be balanced on both sides. First thing they hate is bossy and emasculating behavior. I know women are super duper successful, and what happens is they've used this masculine energy to help them in their careers, but they don't know how to balance it with the feminine energy when they get home. I'm sorry, it is true. Number 2, asking him to be your everything. You need to have a life outside of him. I'm saying you need to be into your own stuff too. A man wants to be in your world. He doesn't want to be your whole world. Number 3, constantly evaluating the relationship. What are we doing? Where are we moving? Where are we going? I get it. Not being in a relationship for 3-4 years, no, without a commitment. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it. You've been in it for less than a month and you're like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Putting that subtle pressure, which pushes him away.
And he's right. That comes from desperation. A lot of these independent women become very desperate. Then when you finally get around to getting a man, you run him away through masculinity and overthinking in the relationship. Now, this does work both ways, but I'm specifically talking to these Miss Independent women out there who can't get a man. There's plenty of men available for you, but what you have to learn is that being an independent woman just means you're a functional adult. It doesn't mean you're a superhero. And I think that's what we got to get through to women. You're not a superhero. You're just doing the standard of what an adult is supposed to do. The difference between you and a man doesn't run around and say, hey, I'm independent. I could do it on my own. I have my own house. I have my own car. A man doesn't look for rewards to being survived. A man doesn't look for rewards for doing the basic necessities, but a woman does. That's the difference. Your attitude is different just for being a plain adult.
Number 4, lack of appreciation. He does something for you. I get it. Many times he may be doing the things he should be doing, but everybody wants to be appreciated. And some women will listen to this and say, well, women do too. I know they do. I'm not talking about women right now. Hell, I do plenty of videos for women. So I'm just saying. And the last, but definitely not least, is someone who complains about everything. Complain about everything I do, okay? I don't hold my head the right way. I don't brush my teeth the right way. I don't like the way you eat. I don't like the way you do this. That tells a man that who he is.
And he's absolutely right. A lot of you women are gonna be masculine, complain about everything, overanalyze the relationship, try to act like a know-it-all. And men that you like, that you want to respect you, good guys, you're going to scare off. Why? Because it's easier for you to go to the low-value men that ain't got nothing, and you give them a little bit of money, and they start acting like they're one of your children. They start acting like your kids. That's why independent women always end up with a broke dude, because you could control him, you could harass him, you can ask him anything he wants, he'll do what you tell him to do, and you have full control. But you would not be able to get a real man with these traits, because all of your traits are telling him, I don't want you, and I'm gonna nag you to death.
Their feelings are involved. Now it becomes a problem. Now they want you to feel the way that they feel, but at the beginning we made it clear that ain't
me crazy.
The person who fell in love is definitely at fault, and the reason is, and all that, we gonna keep it real up here today. We gonna keep it real up here today, because at the end of the day, people enjoy lying to themselves to keep somebody that I really like and I knew I liked right from the top of the relationship.
And he's right about that. That's why they say love is blind. It's because the moment you are next to the person that you are infatuated with, you want to maintain that emotion. So you start to adjust who you are so that person is comfortable around you. It works the same way as being a people pleaser. If you're desperate for friends, you're going to attract the wrong people because you just want their presence. So you're going to make sure you're the person everyone could be around. But at some point, people are going to make you the doormat that they walk all over, because you don't have any resistance to their nature.
Close to me, and that's the problem. You knew that if I kept it G and said, you know what, I really like you, and I might fall for you, that was going to push you away, because that ain't what you wanted. So what am I going to say? I'm going to say, okay, you don't want a relationship? I don't either. And then hoping that's going to keep you close to me, and hoping that eventually you're going to develop the same feelings I got. And then when that person who stand on their word that they said at the top of the relationship, I don't want to be with you catching feelings has nothing to do with that person being right or wrong.
He's right. If a woman is standing on business at the beginning of the relationship and giving you all the signs that she don't want to be with you, but you take it as, I'm going to work harder to get her, and ignore the fact, or we call it not reading the room, and you get hurt, yes, the person that's in love is at fault if the person that you fell in love with warned you before they hurted you.
The guys that I know that have a very high emotional maturity, they rarely look for sex. Like rarely. Right. Like if it's there, they'll take it, whatever. But they just want to just have the convenience of being able to talk to someone, right? And just have that company, you know. And obviously being with your boys all the time is not going to give you that, right? But they just want to feel stimulated on an emotional aspect with not necessarily having to go through like the hassle of being like in a relationship kind of thing.
And I agree. A lot of guys, as you get older, you're not looking for sex with a woman. You're looking for more companionship and knowledge and conversation, because that's going to make you happier. The sex thing starts to play out because emotionless sex starts to become so draining. It's cool to look at nice booties, but let's say you clap the cheeks, but there was really no emotional exchange and no chemistry. You just wasted your time.
If a man does any of these three things, or a combination of these three things, he does not want a relationship with you. Number one, he's inconsistent or sends mixed signals. If you're confused, he's not it. Number two, he acts one way when you're together and then one way when he's with his friends. Two totally different ways. They don't align. I'm out. Well, you should be. Number three, he doesn't make time for you and always seems to have an excuse as to why he's busy or why he can't hang out. Or if he's always kind of putting excuses over making time, he's not it. People make time for who and what they want. Period. Let me know if you want.
You ever notice both men and women? You ever notice both man and woman have the same traits for whenever they don't like you? But yet people come online trying to learn. There's no difference. Women give the same vibe as a man gives to a woman whenever they're not interested in each other. But yet we come online trying to see if there's a difference. There isn't a difference in human nature. Men live off logic, women live off emotion. When women start to become more dominant, they look at logic. They're less emotional. When men become more emotional, they start to live off emotion.
Women have to understand when guys are also giving the signs that they don't want a relationship. Right. That they're not looking for a relationship. That they're not looking for anything of that sort. When he said he out there just chilling, let him stay chilling. Right. Fact. Don't try to force him in that relationship. Big don't fact. Try to don't twist it into the he really want me. No, he don't. He's chilling. He done told you he chilling.
They're programming their mind to believe a certain thing, so they'll take certain response. He's saying like, oh yeah, he meant it like this, so it can align with what they want. Take it for what it is.
Love is blind. The more desperate you are, the more you're going to lie to yourself, because you're trying to blue pill the situation, which means that you're trying to get the situation to feel good. I tell everyone, the more lonelier you are, the more TV you watch, the more you want love to be like a movie. Everybody is getting their heart broken because they're trying to dramatize their life. So love falls into play as to what they've seen in TV.
What men say they want and what they actually want are two totally different things. They say they want peace. What they really want is a challenge. They say they want love and nurturing. What they really want is a woman who has her own life and it's about her own business. They say they want a woman who's down for them no matter what. But when they get that, they don't want it. Instead, they go for the woman who doesn't care about them at all. Why the disconnect? I don't know. But what I can say is that we can learn from behavior and not what they're saying. Men come up in these comments all the time and they say, I want a woman who brings me peace. But on behalf of a woman who has brought peace many times, I think we can all say that it's not the kind of girl that a guy goes for. So they might.
I have to agree with her to an extent, but men normally want peace in a relationship whenever they are busy, business owners, working all the time, or guys who have just came out of a divorce or came out of very bad relationships. But for the most part, she's right. When you're younger, men are chasing these exciting women because they have a bunch of testosterone running through and they're thinking about sex. But as a man gets older, he doesn't want this type of woman anymore because it can be soul draining. So she's speaking from a younger woman's point of view, and at her age, I'm pretty shocked.
Might not be ready to stop pretending, but we can be ready to stop pretending. And it really works out great for us because we just get to live our own life, do what's interesting to us, follow our own passion, be upset when we're upset, be happy when we're happy, and not when we're not.
Let's keep it real, lady. Women act like they're happy, but they're always just acting. I tell men, the difference between a man and a woman to tell herself she's something and go outside and act it. Men don't know how to pretend to be confident. If men knew how to pretend, just like a woman knew how to pretend, they could make themselves happy too. That's what women are good at, tricking their emotions into believing something. But when they go home at night and they get out the shower and look in the mirror, reality returns.